Now that the big Season 3 balance patch has had a little bit of time to settle, it's now time for me to do my usual roundup of the winners and losers and compare it against my own predictions from before the update went live. Just to be clear, this is not a tier list, and I still have no idea who the strongest characters in the game are right now. This is just an evaluation of who was buffed the most, who was nerfed the most, relative to their Season 2 incarnations. As always, please hit that subscribe button. It helps me out a lot, and let's get on with the video. Okay, so we're gonna start off up here with a singular category for one character, and no prizes for guessing who goes in total supreme victory of the balance patch. I mean, you know, what else is there to say? Ryu won by every conceivable metric. He was already very strong. He got insane amounts of buffs. And now he is the only character that I ever run into in ranked now. So thanks, Capcom. I'm glad that I can't find any matches that aren't Ryu anymore. And the other thing is that, like, for quite a few of the characters who were a similar strength to Ryu last season, they also got buffed, but quite a few of them also got, like, compensatory nerfs. Like Aki, for example. I think Aki and Ryu were a similar power level last season. Aki got some buffs as well. We'll get to that. But she also got a few nerfs to try and offset it, whereas Ryu is just buff after buff after buff after buff. I think the only thing they toned down was his crouch medium punch recovery, but even then that was just a universal change. That wasn't Ryu specific. They did that to everyone. So yeah, Ryu just... He's in his own category here because he's just absolutely ridiculous. I'm gonna do this differently. I'm gonna say buffed by actually improving. And I'm gonna have a separate category called buffed by not getting nerfed. So the difference here is this one is for characters that actually got better, and this is for characters that were already extremely good and basically stayed the same. They managed to avoid the nerf bat. So we've got two slightly different categories here. Let's add all the categories before we start, actually. Basically the same. Nerfed, but it doesn't really matter. Nerfed, and it actually matters. Okay, so Luke got a little bit of improvements, but I actually think he probably didn't benefit a whole lot from these updates. I think he's probably basically the same. Maybe you could put him in actually improved. I'm gonna say he's basically the same. They gave him a slightly better combo in the corner and a little bit more utility on a couple of buttons that are rarely used, but he's basically the same. Are you counting any modern buffs into this? Oh no. Anything I talk about when it comes to Street Fighter, unless explicitly stated, I'm talking about classics. I don't know shit about modern. Anyway, Chun-Li actually improved. I think she actually got quite a lot of good buffs. The sweep is better. The new crumple that she gets on EX legs is really good for punishing stuff. I saw a lot of the Japanese players have started talking about how she might be like top tier material now. Like I saw Takedo was threatening to switch to Chun-Li. That's always a sign that a character has potential. Yeah, 5-frame light legs. I don't know if she's got the material to be top tier. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I'm noticing signs, you know? Jamie. I think Jamie was buffed. Not as much as Chun-Li. There's degrees to this. But I think he is legitimately better now. The fact that he can do medium to medium without counter hit or anything is nice. His DPs are more consistent. His combos off command grab are better. He just functions a bit better now. He doesn't feel like he's fighting against the system mechanics quite so much. I think he's better. Guile is basically the same. Which I guess actually I'm gonna put Guile here, to be honest. Buffed by not getting nerfed. Guile was already extremely strong. They gave him better sonic booms. He got a few combo improvements. He did also get a couple of small nerfs. Yeah, he lost the side switch, which is a little bit of a nerf, but I don't think it makes that big of a deal. The other thing is that if he ends a combo with flash kick, it sends you to full screen. So even if you're fighting out the corner, just end with flash kick and start chucking booms, you know? Kimberly did actually get buffed. She actually improved. That I underestimated the potential of the double can throw stuff. I thought Kimberly's would be hesitant to use it, but having now seen some of the set play this character can do with both spray cans down at the same time, It's insane. Like, it used to be, when the mix-up is a single spray can, it's kind of just like throw versus shimmy. Like, the only way she can combo off her throw with one spray can is if she does it, like, instantly. It has to be, like, spray can down, throw straight away. But with the double can setups, she can now do, like, multi-layered mix-ups where it's, like, you have to deal with, like, a high-low, and then you have to deal with a throw shimmy. There's, like, 4 mix-ups in, like, 2 seconds. And the other thing is, as you mentioned in chat, the double can stuff also makes a lot of her set play now completely immune to DPs. So she can put down the cans, go for a meaty. If you EX DP, you'll hit Kimberly, and then you'll land on the cans, and she can pick up a massive juggle off that, which is fucking insane. So, yeah, that single change is huge. I think she's genuinely a lot scarier now. Jury's basically the same. They buffed her back heavy kick in some weird ways that don't really change a whole lot. Jump Fierce supposedly got nerfed all the way down from +5 to +1 at worst, which is still plus frames. She's the same. Jury's not really changed. Dalsim. Did Dalsim get buffed? I think he did. I think Dalsim is better now. I think Dalsim also benefits a lot from the system mechanic changes. Like, you can no longer just hold down back and tap parry against Dalsim and just wait and see if you perfect parried like a long range button. So I think he benefits from that. The float buff is nice. He floats really fast now, and his overall damage output, just in general, is noticeably higher now that every single combo he can end with Blast. He can now end combos with Heavy Yoga Blast into level 1 really easily, which does a nice chunk of extra damage. The parry change is a huge nerf to Sim, as it was his best defensive option. I could see an argument for that. I think it works in both directions. In neutral, it's good for him. On defense, it's bad. I think he's better now, though. E-Honda is basically the same. I was scared that they'd buffed him quite a lot at first because I saw all those combo videos of his new launcher where you can do like the EX lift into the stomp that does a huge ground bounce. But combo improvements alone don't really change a whole lot. Usually having neutral improvements is more important. He lost his a bunch of drive gauge damage on headbutts. Stand medium punch got extra recovery. So he did get some buffs, but he also got some nerfs. So I think the net effect is he's basically the same. Now, Ken is a tricky one. He's going to be the first entry in one of these two, but I'm trying to figure out which, because they did nerf Jinrai, and they did nerf his throw loop to make it much more difficult. I think they actually matter. Now, that being said, it pains me to say this, because I feel like Ken players will use this as ammunition, you know? They'll be like, see? Even Broski says Ken sucks now. That is not what I'm saying. I want to make that absolutely clear. I'm not saying Ken is bad, but I do think he is worse than he was last season. I think he's still very strong. It's not a tier list. I have to remind people. Blanca. I was wrong about this one. In my list, I thought they were going to give Blanca a gun. They gave him a combo into EX command grab, which looks really cool. But having now seen it in practice a little bit, he's basically the same. I think it did give him a cool new option, but I don't really think it's changed anything about his overall strength as a character. Blame Mena, I guess. Mena was cooking people too hard. We had to nerf Blanca a couple seasons ago. Yeah, it's a cool change. I like the change. Like, I really like that they gave him a way to combo into EX command grab to get like hard knockdowns mid-screen. But in the grand scheme of things, it's not a big deal. DJ is also basically the same. Yeah, he can do big drive gauge damage now with EX Sway. Yeah, I guess having the 5-frame up kicks is nice. I'll begrudgingly put him up here, but I think he is the least likely to stay up here if I make changes. He's very slightly better, I think. You could argue he's here or here. I'll put him here for the time being. Manon. This is unfortunate. Manon is nerfed and it actually matters. She losing her burnout loop completely is a huge nerf. Both of her best mediums are now easier to whiff punish. And all she got in return is she gets a combo off the Fierce target combo on punish counter only, and even then has no meterless extensions. I don't think the target combo buffs... The way that I see it is that the target combo buffs are like an improvement of like 3% in exchange for a downgrade of like 30%. I think she's nerfed, and I think it actually makes her worse now. Marissa was buffed, however. Marissa is significantly buffed. She's one of the most buffed characters in this update. Her level 1 went from being one of the worst in the game to one of the best in the game. She has good defense now. She gets really good Oki off the Fierce target combo. You can safe jump off it. Crouch Fierce full charge into level 1 is a nice improvement to her combo damage that was already high. What else? Superman Punch now doesn't lose to like Crouch Medium Punch and low normals as consistently. Like it actually jumps over them now. Yeah, Crouch Jab got buffed. She can do Crouch Jab back Fierce on Punish Counter. She's just better in almost every way. JP, welcome to the Guile Club. Buffed by not getting nerfed. JP had the shortest list of changes of any character in the entire cast. He is basically identical to how he was previously. Crouch Medium Kick does a tiny bit more scaling, but that doesn't matter at all. EX Spin does more damage if only the second hit connects, but that doesn't matter at all. He's just the same. It's really funny watching people's like breakdowns of the balance patch, and the JP section of that update is like 10 seconds long. Like, there's nothing to say about JP, other than they didn't touch level 2. That is the real takeaway here. There was not a single change to JP's level 2, so he was buffed by not getting nerfed in that regard. Cammy. I think Cammy is probably going to be the first character in here. Nerf bit doesn't really matter. Cammy players have pretty quickly adjusted to the changes to her Oki. I thought her Oki was just dead initially, but having seen the new options you can do, she can kind of work with the changes to her target combo. Like, she still can get Oki off different enders. So I thought she was nerfed initially, but I think with a bit of time now, I think she's basically the same, even if she did get a few nerfs. And she's got some new mix-ups now, especially with that spin knuckle buff, so the nerfs are ineffectual. Lily is basically the same, as we all knew she would be. Capcom doesn't know what to do with this character. She got some nerfs, which was weird, like her level 2 got nerfed pretty significantly. She can special cancel her jump medium punch, which is still, I don't understand that change at all, because jump medium punch target combo was already a good air-to-air, so congrats, I guess. I don't know. Lily's changes were just Capcom. It felt like they were just making changes at random because they felt like they had to. Her crouch heavy punch got nerfed, so she got a few buffs and a few nerfs. She's basically the same. Geef was nerfed, and it actually matters. So I predicted this. We'll get to that later on. I knew they were going to nerf Geef, and they nerfed him quite significantly. I don't think I realized on the day of the update how significant his hurtbox nerfs have been, because I thought they had just made his idle stance bigger. But it turns out every single normal, special, crouch, stand, and jump got the hurtbox increase. Everything. If you think about it this way, imagine if the balance patch had written out every single change individually. Zangief's changes would have looked like this. Crouch light punch, bigger hurtbox. Stand light punch, bigger hurtbox. Crouch light kick, bigger hurtbox. Stand light kick, bigger hurtbox. Like every single normal, standing, crouching, jumping, every single special, standing, crouching, jumping, all of them have a bigger hurtbox. So like everything got nerfed. Now I'm not saying Geef is bad now, but this hurtbox nerf is probably the biggest nerf he's had so far. Okay, Rashid. Where do you guys think I'm gonna put Rashid? This is a tough one. Can you guys predict which category Rashid goes in? He's gotta go here, right? Buffed by not getting nerfed. Until I see a single change to this asshole's level 2, he will always be the bane of my existence, you know? It's the same with JP. Both these characters benefited from not having a single change to their level 2s. His throw loop is nerfed. His throw loop is still completely intact. Yeah, you can't do heavy kick fireball afterwards, but like, I'm concerned the way that Rashid players are comparing themselves to like Elena. Do not let them get away with this, guys. Do not let that happen. When people are talking about like Elena and Ken now having extremely difficult throw loops to time, Rashid's is not as difficult as them. His throw loop is manually timed now, but it is nowhere close to being as tight to time as like the other characters. He still has a throw loop. It's not that difficult to perform. So I'm not buying the Rashid agenda. Also, yeah, he got the buffed OD Fireball that now charges really quickly, which boosts his combo game and his Fireball game. Aki. Now, I've had a bit of a chance to play some Aki since the update. My initial impression on day one was that Aki is slightly better. Having now played her a decent amount, I actually think she's noticeably better now. Like, Aki's kind of flying under the radar right now. I think she got buffed pretty damn well. The medium whip now being a reactable anti-air that works from like full screen is fucking crazy. There's not that many Aki players, so I'm gonna keep downplaying, but truth be told, I think she got pretty significantly improved. The new 7-frame crouch medium punch, also really good. The only real major nerf she got in this update, having now played her, the biggest nerf by far is her back throw Oki. Now that she can't do back throw into drive rush forward heavy kick, it does feel bad throwing people mid-screen, but other than that, pretty much every single change is an improvement. Her burnout pressure is better. Like, that's crazy to me. I can't believe they made her burnout pressure better in the same update where they absolutely fucking killed Manon's burnout pressure. That is wild to me. How? Medium punch into cow crouch roll is now a uninterruptible gap, and all it cost in exchange was like fractionally more pushback. They took it from Manon to give to Aki. Aki waking up from burnout surgery. Who do you think donated the buffs? We appreciate it, Manon players. Thank you for your contribution. Yeah, I'm surprised by how much the like Aki improvements are noticeable. Ed is nerfed and it actually matters. Like I said, his throw pressure is now way worse. Ed went from having one of the best corner throw situations in the entire game to now having one of the worst. And in a game with throw loops, that is a pretty big deal. They also toned down the meter gain on his level 2 combos. And all he really got in return is that new flicker dash cancel stuff, which is... it's okay. It upgrades a few of his combo routes, but I think he's noticeably worse now than he was before. Akuma was nerfed, but it doesn't really matter, as is always the case with Akuma. The thing about Akuma is that he has absolutely overwhelming normals and overwhelming air approach, and they didn't actually change any of that stuff, really. They just made it so that some of it does less damage. And the other thing is, they tried to kill his Oki by making light Tatsu into sweep into double dash negative. But the thing about Akuma is, Akuma players have infinite options to just work around that change. Did you guys see this new thing Akuma has? Let me just jump into the game. Yeah, this. So like within 5 minutes of the update dropping, Akuma players realized that if you delay cancel max range crouch medium punch into light Tatsu, it pops them up just high enough that you can do medium Tatsu, which does more damage and better Oki than the old Ender. I love Akuma. He just swats off nerfs like they're nothing. You try and nerf this character, he just looks at you and goes, no thanks, I'm good. Speaking of which, nerf but it doesn't matter, I'm also going to put Bison here as well, because Bison's game plan has not changed by even 1%. He puts the bomb on you and then he kills you. And they tried to tone it down by making it so that light and medium bombs don't give Oki anymore. But the thing about Bison is that heavy bomb is so easy to route into. He could always go into EX, but EX now has better Oki than it did last season. So like anytime you land like a hit, you can always just do like that. Even jab drive rush, you just go into stand medium punch and then heavy bomb. You can do this into heavy bomb. He's got so many ways of comboing into heavy bomb off like his basic combo starters. Crouch heavy punch, heavy bomb. And the other thing is, they also buffed his combo structure because now he can combo into light Psycho Crusher off jabs, which is really goddamn good. Big corner carry, good damage, amazing Oki. And also, this buffs his max damage combos as well, because it lets him do light Psycho Crusher off forward fierce in every juggle now, which is crazy. when you do this combo. You now get light Psycho Crusher there, just for free. Free light Psycho Crusher added to that combo. So I'm glad that that does 7k now. In fact, to be honest, I'm not even going to put him in this category. I started out with him in nerf, but it doesn't really matter. But actually, I'm putting him here. He wasn't even nerfed. Like, the light and medium bomb changes are completely avoidable. You could even argue he's buffed. Genuinely. I don't know if I'd go that far, but, like, at the very least, he's basically the same. Terry was actually buffed. Terry got a lot of really nice small buffs that I didn't realize on update day how many like little improvements this has. So like, for example, let me show you one thing. So because they made the heavy crack shoot, pop them up slightly higher, you can get level 2 here. Like that, that was the change that I knew about on update day. What I didn't realize as a result of this change immediately is that you can actually now juggle here into quick burn, and that gives you decent damage and really good Oki for no extra drive. Like, this is by far the best mid-screen ender off this combo now. +2 after dash on back roll. His stand medium punch buff, this thing, is also a lot better. So now, like, if you hit someone with like the punish counter jab, for example, like in this situation, it used to be really annoying to convert because like crouch medium punch doesn't reach. But now you can do this into medium tackle, which is a nice improvement. So just in general, like Terry's poking game got better, his combos got better, his Oki got better. He got better. Okay, final character because Elena wasn't in the previous version. I'm going to go maybe slightly controversial on this one. I'm actually going to put Mai in buffed by not getting nerfed. I can't believe how unchanged she feels to fight against. All of the things that I thought would be consequential nerfs actually ended up, having now played against Mai a little bit in Season 3, she feels exactly the same. Stand heavy kick does more pushback, who cares, it's still safe. EX fan, you can now walk out of it, except you can't because drive rush lows exist, so have fun with that. I would say like the only nerf to Mai that actually changes like the moment-to-moment gameplay for her is that if she does wake up level 1 and you punish it on block, she doesn't get the stocks. That's basically the only difference that I've noticed so far. So I think her nerfs are very inconsequential. She still has like the god of all throw loops. She's +3 after a dash. So yeah, I think that's where I'm at. Let me just finish up by comparing this to my previous predictions. How close was I to the mark? So this was my predictions from before the updates dropped, and I think I did a pretty good job, all things considered. I called the Ryu buffs. I knew it. I goddamn knew it. There's a few whiffs here. I thought Manon would get buffed. She didn't. Blanca didn't get much compared to what I assumed. The categories are slightly different. I correctly identified these two. I called my shot on the nerfed characters. Geef got nerfed, Ed got nerfed. I knew both of them would. I was right about that. I was pretty much right about the next row. Generally, I was on the money for most of it. I would say I unfortunately made a big whiff on Mai. I thought the fact that like every single pro Japanese player was playing a pocket Mai meant that she was definitely going to get shot, but she got off insanely lightly. Yeah, there's a couple of ones that weren't quite right, but I think I was like 80%, like 80 to 90% in the right direction for most of these, which basically means that I am officially the Capcom Whisperer. You can trust me for all Capcom related leaks in future. My dad works for Capcom, he's actually the CEO. Trust me, bro. I'm actually playing Street Fighter 7 on my Game Boy Advance right now. You can trust me. Anyway, that's going to do this video for today. Let me know what you guys think. Do you agree with my most nerfed characters list, or do you think it's terrible? Let me know down in the comments, and I will see you all in the next video.